This is why the war within will be worse than Dragonflight. Uh-oh. All right, why?
Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about something that I found when comparing the features that are contained in the expansions Dragonflight and the World Within and relating that to the price point that they have. Remember that they are priced at $50, bro. Yes, I draw like a stupid bitch.
Is the expansions both $50? I don't even know.
So these are both of them cost $50. Now let's see what features were contained in each expansion.
Okay.
As you know, every expansion gets like 8 dungeons, 4 new zones, 1 raid or 3 raids when you.
He said dungeons, not onions. I thought for a second, but it was dungeons.
Take the whole span of the expansion.
Yeah.
So we are not going to include that in a feature that defines the expansion, because this is something that every expansion has by default. So that is not even a question in here. Yes, for new zones, 8 dungeons, whatever. And by the way, that has also gone down with the years. I started playing in Shadowlands, but when I go to the adventure journal, I find out that in Battle for Azeroth we had more raids, and you had even mini raids, and when you go to Legion, that was the case also.
BFA, there was a lot of content in BFA, really, whenever you think about it. It's just that the systems were so bad that they just strangled the life out of the game. It's the same problem with Shadowlands.
You also had more dungeons, so the content has been going down. But we are not talking about past expansions, we are only talking about Dragonflight and the World Within.
Right.
So yes, you don't take into consideration the raids and the dungeons and the zones, because that is given by default.
Yeah, sure.
Now,
I got it.
What are the actual features in the expansion? Dragonflight Brothers, new talent trees, a complete revamp of 39 specs, and you also have to take into consideration that each class has its own talent tree that is not related to the spec. The game has
a lot of work.
10, 12 classes, so those are 10, 12 talent trees more on top of that. So it was like 50 talent trees, something like that. A lot of work.
Blizzard put a lot of work into the talent trees, and I think that a lot of people actually agreed with them and they liked the talent trees. Like, what did you guys think of your talent trees in Dragonflight? Because to me, I liked it. Yeah, I liked mine. Yeah, it was good.
Completely dragon riding from scratch. This didn't exist before of that. Then they gave you the professions revamp. They completely rework the way professions work, and they are really good right now in comparison with what they were before.
Probably, yeah, I would say so.
They gave you a new class, the Evoker. Completely new class. Yes, it sucks. I hate them. No one wants to be a fucking scaly. They look stupid. You should have gone with a bulky fucking dragon. But
fucking true. So fucking true.
Whatever, they exist. It is a new class, 3 new specs.
Oh my god.
And they introduce community events, you know, the thing with the Tuskar when you get the big soup and the super bloom and the dream surge. That didn't exist in the game before, and now it is in the game. It is not a big deal, but it's something new. It is a feature.
It's nice.
Now, when you come to the World Within, what they are giving you, the first feature is the hero talents. Now,
it's just like a smaller version of the thing that they already did. Yeah, I mean, like, whenever you say it and you compare it to Dragonflight, yeah, it doesn't really seem as good, does it? Yeah, I'm kind of feeling this way too, honestly.
To be just cheating on the hero talents, I will leave the link up somewhere. The hero talents, for now, I hope they improve them, but for now they are not transformative at all. They are just like you get a new row of talents, but separately to not fuck with combinatronics, you know, or combinatorics, whatever. They are doing it separately to not give another row in the original talents, because that fucks up balance. So they are saying, you know what, it is easier to give it separately.
It's a separate tree, yeah, I get it.
And that is all. It is not transformative. You are not going to be a Dark Ranger. You are just the same boring Beastmaster, but now you shoot Black Arrow. It is stupid as fuck. And these hero talents are small. They are only like 10, 15 nodes, I don't know. and you get all of them, and you only choose from 4 that are choice notes, and some trees even has only 3 choice notes. Like
do you guys feel good about the hero talents? Because to me, I just feel like they're kind of boring. I'm gonna be honest, like I feel like they're kind of like, okay, this is like whatever. It's not something that I'm gonna get like super excited about. They're cooking, not enough flexibility. Like, I guess it's just like I feel like with the War Within, there's like nothing about the expansion that like really excites me about the game. And I would say even that was kind of true with Dragonflight as well. Like the last system that I felt like was really exciting was probably in like BFA or Legion. Like I thought the necklace for BFA would have been kind of cool. And then I thought that in Legion, like everybody getting legendaries and using them and stuff like that, I thought that would have been really cool too. But like since then, I'm trying to think, was there anything in Shadowlands that like really got me excited? I mean, I thought Torghast would be fun. It wasn't, but I thought it would be. And that was Jesus, that's like it. That's all.
Dark Ranger and the Frostfire Mage, they only got
Solo
3
shuffle?
choice notes. So you are not choosing a fucking thing. Plus there are choice notes that you are always going for one of the 2
I'm going to have an unpopular wild take. I think Arena is garbage. And I think Blizzard trying to base the game around Arena and PvP balance Arena fucked up PvP. And that's why nobody plays it or cares about it. Like, who gives a fuck about being competitive in an MMO? Like, it's a fucking MMO. Like, you want to be competitive, go play a competitive game. Go play League or, like, CSGO or Valorant. Like, what are you doing trying to make an MMO like this fucking esports? Stop it.
Choices, so even less choices. There is no choice in here. It is not transformative. So far, they suck. Plus, they are really small. So you can say this is the same effort than this because it is not. It is smaller.
It's a fraction.
And
hero talent trees are way smaller.
Way less than this.
True.
But they are new. And on top of that, it is the same amount, less, but they don't have the class talent tree, but it is the same amount for specs. It is a lot of trees, 39 trees, something like that.
Sure.
So we will giving this half a point of this one just because of the
So
quantity.
you're saying there's like 5 points in Dragonflight and hero talent trees are only half of 1 point because they're like a fraction of what the new talent trees were and they're not really transformative. Like I would say like overall, I think the hero talent trees are probably less transformative and less gameplay affecting than the talent trees. I think he's right about this overall. Like whenever you take as much things into consideration as possible.
But it can be even worth less than that. Now they are giving you dynamic flight, and dynamic flight is dragon riding. It is the same as dragon riding, but for all the mounts in the game.
Who
now
cares?
This is not a new feature, is it? Because you already gave us dragon riding. You are just allowing us to do dragon riding in all the other mounts.
He's right.
But you already
He's
created
fucking right.
the system in here. So this is not a new system. I won't buy this as a new feature. You won't fuck me with
it's not a new feature. You're right.
that. This already existed. You are just giving me the same thing, but with the old mounts or new mounts that you create to this is the new way of flying. This is not a feature. This was a feature in last expansion. Now you did Proficiency revamp.
I mean, the dragon riding is nice. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, that's great. Like they have dragon riding. Like, okay. Like, yeah. I mean, I just.
Here you don't have anything equivalent to that. You are just going to upgrade the professions to the new song. Like, oh, now you have to level the professions for the Casalgar, something like that. It is called the new song. And that is everything. With new items and new whatever, but you already did the profession revamp. There is no new class. I forgot to add something in here. You have the Erden. You have the Erden. This is
nah, bro. Like, you're not gonna put a fucking allied race into a main expansion feature thing, bro. Do you remember back in Legion where allied races were a patch? It was just like, yeah, by the way, there's Lightforged Draenei now. Earthen dwarves, like, what the fuck is this?
Allied race. I don't give a fuck about this. This is stupid. I only play torrents, brother. I only play torrents and high mountain torrents. So I don't give a fuck unless you are going to give me a new kind of torrents. I don't give a fuck about new allied classes. But hey, I am not talking about my personal taste. This is not the same as a class.
No, it's not.
Let's be honest. A new race is just like a skin where you put the class on top.
It's not a new race. It's a new sub-race. It's not even a new race. It's not a new class. It's not a new race. It's a new sub-race.
That and the classes are already designed. A new class is insanely better than this. So you are not going to sell me this bullshit. This is not even worth a fourth of a point. You know? Community events, they are for sure going to create new community events, but they already were created in Dragonflight. So you are just going to come up with a new community event. Oh, now you have to, I don't know, chase the squirrels, whatever.
Yeah.
So what are the other two systems that are supposedly new in here? Warbands. Warbands, I have to be honest, it is a good feature in terms that it will improve our gameplay. Everything will be account bound. It is great. But you can sell me this as a new...
I mean, I just like the warbands. It's like, again, it's nice, but like, I just don't really see a big value out of this. You know what I mean? I don't see it.
Feature because this won't alter the actual gameplay. It is just a quality of life update. Plus, it should have always been like this. This should have been the default for the game forever.
He's fucking right. You are so fucking right. Yeah, warbands, that's the way they should have done it, because they got achievements in Wrath, and then halfway through Cataclysm, they added in, like, shared achievements. And then I think it was in, like, Legion or some shit, where they added in everybody, like, you know, shared account progress on achievements for a lot of other achievements. And it's like, this is a new like, bro, this was a patch. It's a fucking patch.
I can't believe it took 20 fucking
remember,
years
like, the
to
blue
get
achievements?
You won't sell
There's
me
a
this
patch.
as a
It was like
feature
4.3,
because
4.2.
This won't make my gameplay different where I am
No,
in the
it's not
fucking
gonna
raid
change the game.
on where I am killing a boss or doing a key. This won't change anything unless a quality of life when you are transferring items between your characters or when you want to get up an alt. But besides that, it doesn't impact the actual game. It is just a quality of life upgrade. Some people will say, oh, well, that is a lot of work that they have to put in there because
who gives a fuck? It's about the value that the player sees. Who cares about how much work it is? So, like, warbands are good, and they are a net positive. But are warbands a reason that I would get really excited to play the game again? I think the answer to that is no. Would I like come back to look at warbands? Does this move the needle of my excitement in the game? The answer to that for me is no.
Game was coded to have different reputations or whatever. As a customer, I don't care about that.
Yeah,
as a player, I don't care about that. I care about the game. I don't care if they have to put a lot of work in this bullshit. Plus, it is a lot of work.
Thank you. Yes, who cares? Like, it's like everything is a lot of work. Like, doing something, like, for me, it's like it doesn't really matter to, like, the user how much work something is. They just want it to happen.
The base that
so it's not their job to care.
Sucked. It is not my fault, so I don't care about that. I care about the actual thing that I am playing. So yes, it is a good update. It is a good feature. I like it, but you can sell me this as an expansion feature because this.
See, like, the thing is, bro, like, he's right. Like, I would say warbands are probably less impactful than even dragon riding. Because at least, like, because warbands are only really relevant for people that have a bunch of characters, right? Because you only have one character, you only play one guy. Then, like, what the fuck do you need a warband for? So, dragon riding affected everybody. So it's just like, I mean, I don't see, like, warbands, it's nice. Like, it's nice for somebody like me that, like, plays the game a lot, but, like, how does this increase the amount of, like, I don't know. It's, like, no different whenever they add the guild banks. Yeah.
Be introduced in a fucking patch or whatever. This is just a quality of life update that the game should get regardless of expansion or features or whatever.
True.
So the only real new thing that the War Within is giving you that doesn't have any precedent are delves. This is the only new thing that the War Within is giving you because as we are
new, like, what do you mean by new though, right? Because like in my opinion, like, what do I think new is going to be? Like, I think this is going to be probably a lot the same as like Withered Armor training. I think it's going to be like Torghast. Because like they've done things like this before. It's just going to be the new iteration of that, a new scenario, yeah. And so like I want to see it. I want to play through it because like also, what if these delves just end up being mandatory content that everybody ends up hating, like Torghast?
Already discussed with Hero Talents. This is only half a point because the new talent trees are a system that is much bigger, much harder to pull off, and so far the Hero Talent trees suck. So the only new core thing is delves. This is a new game mode, a new end game activity.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, so far for what I know about delves, I am not that interested. It sounds...
I mean, it sounds cool. It sounds nice. Like, it's okay, but like... like... Oh...
It's like a pussy activity, but hey, again, I said I wasn't gonna. It sounds like a pussy activity, but hey.
Hey, it is what it is.
Hey, again, I said I wasn't gonna involve my own taste in this. I know that a lot of people are going to like delves, and maybe I will like it in practice. I don't know yet, but this is the only new feature. Truly new feature of the expansion.
Right.
So look at all that Dragonfly had.
Got a lot.
And look at the only thing the world within is giving you. And both of them are priced at $50. This is my point. This is the point that where I want to get to, you know. Where the fuck is the money going, motherfucker? You are charging me the same amount of money for two things that are vastly different in terms of development effort. So let's imagine this one is Dragonfly. This is like the development effort. Let's say this block is the development effort. So
well, it's also like, I mean, think about like, I mean, it did add a lot of things in Dragonflight, like in the middle of the expansion, which was good. Like, that's nice, but like, damn.
Like, oh, what the fuck is that? Dragonflight is giving you this.
Uh-huh.
All of that is Dragonflight, right? This is all the development effort.
Like, this is Legion. Like, the difference between Dragonflight and Legion is bigger than the difference between Dragonflight and the War Within. Think about how much more that Legion had, and I'm going to be honest, even BFA. BFA, there was a lot of content in the game. Now, it was fucking stupid, a lot of it was. But, like, whenever you think about it, like, how many raids did they have in BFA? You had Uldir. You had the Temple of Dazar, Battle of Dazar Lore. You had the Crucible. You had Eternal Palace. And you had Nyluth. That's 5 fucking raids. And, like, didn't Blizzard announce that, like, they're throwing in the towel and they're not going to do another raid for Dragonflight? And the Mirdrasil, like, that's the end? And, like, they're just going to do a Faded raid again? Yeah, and people are upset about that. I don't really care too much about it, but like, Jesus. Was there, yeah, BFA had cool shit in it. Yeah, it's just Fadeds again. I think Fadeds are fine, but like, bro, like, remember, do you guys remember, does anybody here remember Legion? Who here remembers Legion, guys? Do you guys remember Legion? Legion was the last time that Blizzard did something good with WoW. I'm going to say it. I think Legion was the last time that Blizzard innovated WoW. Like, Legion, like, so Warcraft, World of Warcraft 1 was like vanilla to Wrath, right? World of Warcraft 2 was Cataclysm to WoD. And World of Warcraft 3 began in Legion. And that's effectively what we're still playing. And they have not been able to innovate beyond that in like 7 years. Like, what the hell happened, man? 7 years.
Dragonflight, and they are charging you $50 for that, right?
50.
This is $50.
Right.
Now, this is the World Within, and they are also charging
It's
$50 for that.
Yep.
But if this is all the development effort for Dragonflight, the development effort for the World Within is like this. So they are charging you $50.
I love how he cut it, and then the line is straighter. So, again, this is Legion, and this is Dragonflight. And this is Dragonflight, and this is the War Within. That's what's so crazy. Retail feels amazing right now. What are you on about? I mean, if you're happy with the way the game is, I'm very happy for you. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that the game is everything that you want it to be. But I just think it's a competitive lobby simulator. Like, it's not an MMO. Like there's not a reason, like, you can't even get a lot of people together and like do anything. Like, the raids are 20, like, why? Like, I don't know. Like, these are dumb opinions that I have, right? Like, I want 40-man raids back because I think they're cool. Like, I just think it's cool to get a bunch of people together. Yeah, like, that's it. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm an idiot. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, there's the add-ons. Like, it's just, oh my God. 40 is too chaotic? So what?
For this amount of effort in the new bullshit.
Like, I also want to say, I think Mythic Plus, yeah, somebody says in the chat, Mythic Plus sucks. I think it sucks too. I don't think they should get rid of Mythic Plus, but like, I just don't like the fact that like the game is built around it. And I think that the reason why Mythic Plus is so popular is because it gives more rewards and better rewards than raiding generally. And also because it's easier to get into. I don't think it's even because it's better content than raiding. I think that like raiding is bad for a lot of reasons that don't need to exist.
Because let's be honest, you don't have anything else going on in here. So what I want to ask is, all this extra effort that you could be putting in the game is not costing you money that we are putting in there. So where's the money going? Is this money going? Where is that fucking money going? Because you are for sure not putting it.
Well, they have to do another revamp of the Worgen again because the furries that play the game, and that's like pretty much half of the player base, aren't happy because it doesn't fit their headcanon fursona. Okay? So that's what has to happen.
Game and again,
so they've got to revamp the furry models again.
Flight costs a lot of effort in terms of development because giving to the new mounts the dynamic flight is not easy, or warbands is hard to pull off in terms of coding or programming or whatever. I don't give a fuck. From the player perspective, you don't care about the effort the developer has to put to do that feature.
No, it's like, I've said this many times, right? It's the same thing as like my AI take that people got mad about. Like, I don't give a fuck about how hard a developer has to work. Like, I feel bad for them on a personal level, but whenever you talk about the product, then that's it. Like, that's the only thing that matters. Like, for example, like for me today, like I had to go to a doctor's appointment and I had to get like, you know, I've been trying to get like my back fixed, and it actually has been working. Things have been improving. And then after that, I helped my dad do some stuff, and we went down and we got shopping, and you know, he wanted me to go there with him. And so I was busy for the majority of the day, right? And so, but is that going to, like, and I'm sure you guys are like, yeah, we totally understand. But at the same time, people are still going to be disappointed that I wasn't on earlier, because that's when a lot of people like to see me be on. And so it's not that you guys don't care, but you also still want to see the content the time that you want it to be, right? I mean, it's the same with Blizzard. It's the same with anything. Like, yeah, it's just normal.
You only care about your gameplay, and it is not a big deal. It is good. I love that we will get warbands, and dynamic flight is dragon riding, which is cool, but you can't sell that to me as a new feature when you already did it in last expansion, and you have to develop it from the ground up. Now you don't have to do it for the ground up. You are just fixing or improving something that already existed. You can't sell this to me as an expansion feature, not the same as Delves. Delves is a new expansion feature.
He's right.
Hero Talent
is
kinda So again, you are giving me less content for the same money. Where is this fucking money going?
I mean, that's a good question.
It's not going into the game. So what is happening in here? I don't know. That is the question in this video. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I am asking, what do you guys think is happening in here? It is inflation. Now, when Dragonflight launched, $50 was something, and now $50 is less, and this
no, it's been 2 years. It's not, this is, you can't know. It's on inflation.
What they can give us for $50. They are, I don't know, the development cost is higher than before, and they have to spend more money, and that is why it is still $50.
Oh,
they are already anchored on $50, and they are not going to reduce the money because they are not stupid. Or is this just going to the pocket of the shareholders?
Yeah, there you go.
What is happening in here? Because we are not getting the extra content and the extra features. The BlizzCon panel for the World Within was really hyped. I liked it. I am excited for the expansion. I think I will have fun. But when
I mean, I think it'll probably be fun too, but like, I feel like I'm probably the least excited for the War Within than any other expansion previously. And maybe this is because I'm like older, or I haven't been playing a lot recently, but like, I'm not really that excited about it. Like, it'll be good. I mean, I'll play it, like 100% I'll play it. But like, I feel like the problem with WoW is like, there's just so much to it now that it's just unapproachable. And I can't really get people into the game the same as I used to. Like, if you're coming in and you're going to play WoW again, I would say you should probably play Season of Discovery. I wouldn't even recommend playing retail WoW. It's just not a good game to play. Classic Era? The only problem with Classic Era is the inflation on the server is just crazy. Yeah, I would say play SOD.
I started to look at the features of the expansions, I realized, brother, Dragonflight gave us a lot more than the World Within is going to give us. And we are not noticing this. What is happening in here? And I got a little bit pissed off because of that. So I really want to know, where is that development time going? Where is that?
And I have to say again, I really didn't like the cinematic. I thought the cinematic was cringe with Anduin being a bitch. I really did. I thought it was, I still think it's fucking, I think it's fucking pathetic. It's absolutely it's so bad. Yeah, it's so bad because Anduin is a bitch. Yes, Anduin's acting like a bitch because he is a bitch. And safe modern, yeah, like all cinematic Shadowlands have been kind of lame except for the Garrosh one. The Garrosh cinematic was exactly the way that it should have been, and then it went after that, it just was bad. Varian was so much better compared to Anduin. I just think, like, again, it's about these, like, it's just these fucking soft stories for like modern audiences. Empathy for streamers, but not for Anduin? Yeah, because Anduin's not real. And Anduin also has a responsibility to his people as a king. Like, you can't just run out on people as the king, man. He's the fucking king. Varian did? No, he didn't. No, he didn't, bro. Like, he got his soul was literally severed in half. And then as soon as he got his soul back, he came back and he immediately took over again. There was no soul searching for an expansion. There was no crying. There was nothing like that. He just came back, immediately took back over, and then he fucking died saving his son and his friend from the Legion.
Money going, what is happening in here, because we already know that the cycles for the expansion is going to be shorter. They are going to give you just 3 raids per expansion, and they are going to get them out faster. Like, you will get Midnight and the Last Tyrant faster, and they will get you again $50, if not more, because maybe the price go up for the other expansion, so we don't know. And if this is the path, we are going to get less and less features and content per expansion, and that worries me because I love the game and I am having tons of fun right now in the season 3 of Dragonflight. So I don't know what is going to happen, but I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about all of this bullshit? So guys, let me know in the comments below. I love reading comments. What do you guys think about this?
I mean, what do y'all think? Do you guys think he's cooking here with like the fact that a lot of these things are just like kind of watered down versions of things that were already in Dragonflight, like hero talents are just new talent trees. You know, warbands are just like basically more account-wide stuff. Dragon riding in dynamic flight is basically the same thing. Like I think he's kind of, yeah.
Making about a big deal about something that is nothing.
I think so.
Do my opinion suck regarding the dynamic flight and the warbands and the talents or whatever? Where do you think the money or the development time is going? And all of that. I love reading comments, guys. Thanks for being here. You are fucking awesome. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. God bless you, and remember, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride.
Hey, there it is. I'm gonna be honest, like, I didn't really know what to think, like, just randomly watching this video. This guy had pretty good energy. I liked him. Yeah, I mean, fuck, like, this guy, I mean, yeah. Let me link you guys the video. I mean, the thing is that I feel like Retail WoW, I feel like is the, somebody said it in chat, it is the most unapproachable game they've ever played. I totally agree with you. I think that it's probably impossible. This guy's only got like 2,000 subs and like 13 likes. Barely anybody saw this video. So like, yeah, if you liked it, give him a sub, give it a like. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, it's definitely PoE. Yeah, it's like PoE, right? Well, PoE is the same problem, right? PoE and WoW, both of these have the same problem, in my opinion. It's the same exact thing. As I play mainly retail and I only dabble sometimes in SOD, I can't help but feel jealous about the communication Season of Discovery is getting in comparison to retail. I know it's difficult to compare because of the sheer size of retail, but the amount of communication, answers, insights, and changes for SOD is refreshing, and I can only question what's precisely the difference between both teams. I hope the retail communication side one day will be more like SOD. I'd especially be interested in a lot of the design choices in Dragonflight and The War Within. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you why that's happening. The big reason why there's such a big difference is that Season of Discovery isn't a game made for sweaties that want to play and farm Mythic Plus for 8 hours a day. So they can make decisions and be more open about the decisions that they make without necessarily totally popping off or people freaking out about it.